It's primary day here in Texas, and our governor, Greg Abbott, is still the worst. Hi, I'm Yasmin Khan. I'm a Texan here for Rebel HQ. In Texas, we're up against a lot, as I'm sure most of you are probably aware. We've got a Republican-run state government that is insistent on passing regressive and evangelical bills across the political spectrum, the most recent of which targeted transgender children, their parents, and even their allies. We've got a failing power grid that our governor blamed on the wind and not on the fact that they refused to winterize the infrastructure. And instead of addressing the issue, he chose to extort his own people and/or let them perish in their homes.
This shows how the Green New Deal would be a deadly deal for the United States of America. Our wind and our solar got shut down, and they were collectively more than 10% of our power grid. And that thrust Texas into a situation where it was lacking power in a statewide basis. It just shows that fossil fuel is necessary for the state of Texas as well as other states to make sure that we will be able to heat our homes in the wintertime and cool our homes in the summertime.
Also, we have Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who infamously asserted on behalf of Texans that we'd rather let our elderly die in a pandemic than suffer any economic setbacks.
Let's get back to work. Let's get back to living. Let's be smart about it. And those of us who are 70 plus, we'll take care of ourselves, but don't sacrifice the country. Don't do that.
We've got insane gerrymandering, voter restrictions, and election meddling, all of which culminated in Texas passing over 59 voter restrictive bills in 2021. That's nearly twice as many as the state with the second most, Arizona. We've got an inflated border crisis that's led to money being funneled into Trump's border wall, i.e. money down the drain, and we've got Ted Cruz, enough said. But let's talk more about that border crisis.
Over the past 2 weeks, there have been 15 people apprehended coming across the Texas border from Russia. I tell you what, if the president is so focused on this border between Russia and Ukraine, he should be focused on the border between the United States of America and Mexico. Because he has failed in his job, Texas has stepped up.
This is nothing new from Texas leadership. Abbott, a Trump sycophant, has been railing about the border for years, even calling in the Texas National Guard to serve as Border Patrol agents. Those same National Guard members spoke out about the deplorable conditions they faced during their deployment, with one saying he was sent home after, quote, 3 weeks of sitting on my ass with zero task or purpose. Obviously, the bigger issue here is the gross parallel that Abbott's trying to draw between 15 illegal Russian migrants and a potential nuclear threat in which a global superpower is literally invading a peaceful neighbor with its entire military force and with the intent to annex, baiting the entire world with one man's narcissism. But maybe he's right. Maybe Biden should be focused on these 15 Russians instead of focusing on thwarting an acute existential threat. This is just another example of GOP leadership putting party over people to ultimately serve their own interests. And the people of Texas deserve better. As Texans head to the polls, it's pretty grim. Democratic voters would have to turn out in droves, overcoming inane obstacles, for example, our lieutenant governor withholding requests for mail-in ballots for no reason, in order to just make a dent in the election result. On top of that, if we're unable to make any significant flips, we're going to get blamed for voting for these terrible people, which of course is not the case. That's a personal pet peeve of mine. I don't want to be blamed for Abbott, Patrick, Cruz, any of them. That said, most major Texas cities actually vote blue, even Dallas now. Houston specifically drew the ire of the state government when during the 2020 mid-pandemic election, the Harris County clerk, Chris Hollins, attempted to make it easier and safer for Houstonians to vote. Some measures he rolled out included sending mail-in ballots to registered Harris County voters and implementing 24-hour drive-through voting. A few of the voter restrictions passed in 2021 were in direct response to Hollins' efforts. Currently, Hollins is running for mayor of Houston. The election won't be held until next year, but maybe there's hope for a fresh batch of non-Trumpsters to overtake the state's government. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm literally going to go vote right now, so I will talk to you all later.